seizure of celebrity lawyers' assets amid fraud and money laundering charges. Police in Thailand have seized assets totaling over 70 million baht from Sitra Tambayabunkard, a well-known lawyer, age 44, facing serious charges of fraud and money laundering. Pol Lieutenant Gen Jirbhop Buradej, Commissioner of the Central Investigation Bureau, CIB, issued a statement on Monday detailing the confiscated assets, which include 28 million baht in cash, a luxury house valued at 43 million baht, and several high-end vehicles, all linked to Mr. Sitra. Despite these substantial seizures, authorities were unable to locate some items of interest. These missing assets include luxury watches and valuables that were expected to be in a large safe that was found empty. The CIB is currently investigating 4 separate cases connected to Mr. Sitra, which involve allegations of a 71 million baht fraud, cryptocurrency investments, and his ownership of Mercedes-Benz cars. Pol Lieutenant Gen Jirbhop noted that the investigation remains active, with further developments expected. He added that additional arrest warrants might be issued if new evidence comes to light. The case against Mr. Sitra began after a woman lodged a complaint claiming he defrauded her of 71 million baht in a fraudulent online lottery scheme. Following this, both Mr. Sitra and his wife, Pathita Bayabunkard, were arrested. Mr. Sitra has reportedly been relatively calm since his detention, though authorities observe signs of stress. Currently, he is in quarantine at Bangkok Remand Prison as part of standard COVID-19 protocols, while his wife is being held at the Central Women Correctional Institution. The Department of Corrections has assured the public that strict surveillance is being maintained, particularly due to concerns that Mr. Sitra might use his legal background to influence other inmates. Authorities are also collaborating with the Anti-Money Laundering Office to track illicit funds and seize any remaining assets linked to the alleged crimes. Additional charges filed against the Icon Group suspects an alleged pyramid scheme. The Department of Special Investigation, DSI, has filed additional charges against 18 suspects linked to the Icon Group, who were detained for alleged involvement in pyramid scheme activities and violations of direct sales laws. According to DSI Deputy Secretary General Wasana Chintrakul, these additional charges were presented to the 18 suspects on Monday at the Bangkok Remand Prison and Central Women Correctional Institution. The new charges include violations of the Public Cheating and Fraud Law, commonly referred to as the Pyramid Scheme Law, and the Direct Sales and Marketing Act. These are in addition to existing charges of public fraud and computer crime, which were previously filed by the police. Pol Captain Wasanu said the DSI coordinated with the Fiscal Policy Office and the Consumer Protection Board, gathering sufficient evidence to support these latest charges. They operated in distinct roles but with a unified objective focused on defrauding the public, the Deputy Secretary General stated. A DSI report issued on Monday reveals that the suspects operated in a coordinated structure, with executive teams and team leaders who encouraged others to invest in the Icon Group. The operation also involved high-profile figures who flaunted their wealth to attract more investors. Operating as a direct sales and marketing business, the Icon Group allegedly encouraged people to join networks, promising returns in exchange for recruiting more members. Furthermore, the company operated without a valid direct sales license, according to the DSI. Withung Kangan, the defense lawyer representing the detained suspects, denied that the Icon Group engaged in a pyramid scheme. He argued that a genuine pyramid scheme would lack any legitimate business activities, would use new member funds to pay older ones, and would not deal in merchandise, which he claims the Icon Group does. The defense lawyer also stated that the suspects were prepared to disclose the Icon Group's back-office operations to prove their innocence and has reportedly gathered approximately 3,000 defense witnesses for the investigation. The 18 suspects, including the Icon Group CEO Warathaphon boss Paul Wardioracle and multiple celebrities, were initially arrested last month on charges of public fraud and entering false information into a computer system. They remain detained at the Bangkok Remand Prison and Central Women Correctional Institution. Dugong crisis sparks emergency response from Thai authorities. The National Policy and Planning Committee on Marine and Coastal Resources Management convened on Monday to address the Dugong crisis following a worrying increase in dugong deaths in recent weeks. The meeting, chaired by Deputy Prime Minister Prasert Jantarerwangtong, brought together officials from the Natural Resources and Environment Ministry and the Department of Marine and Coastal Resources. Key priorities include accelerating population surveys of dugongs and assessments of seagrass ecosystems along the Andaman coast to evaluate the impact of seagrass degradation on the dugong population. Reports indicate that between October 1 and November 5, 10 dugongs were found dead in Thailand, with 3 each in Satun, Phuket, and Trang, and another in Krabi province. Malnutrition, starvation, and entanglement in fishing nets were cited as the main causes of death, underscoring the dugong's struggle to adapt to changes in the Andaman Sea's ecosystem, according to marine experts. Mr. Prasert reported that the dugong population in Thailand has decreased from 280 last year to 267 this year. Pinsak Surasawati, department head, noted that 24,149 rai of seagrass beds in the lower Andaman region, primarily in Krabi, Trang, and Satun, are being depleted. These areas are the primary habitat for dugongs and the most significant source of food for the species. The dugong food crisis has triggered a migration towards Phuket and Feng, where they are searching for alternative food sources. In response, Natural Resources and Environment Minister Kalo Mkai Srian ordered the development of a protection plan, which now includes training for villagers and local agencies on dugong rescue and the provision of equipment for emergencies. Using an oceanographic model, authorities are also identifying areas where dugongs are most at risk to establish recovery zones and prevent further losses. Additionally, the department has launched an initiative to feed dugongs with vegetables that mimic the chemical composition of seagrasses, such as morning glory and some seaweeds. A pilot project at Rawai Beach in Phuket showed positive results, with dugongs consuming all vegetables placed in seagrass areas. Arrest of Feng Shui master for alleged 108 million baht fraud. Police apprehended a popular Feng Shui master near Bangkok on Monday morning in connection with an alleged 108 million baht fraud scheme, following complaints that he failed to deliver promised auspicious objects to his followers. One woman claimed she lost 60 million baht in the scheme. The suspect is accused of spending his clients' funds on luxury cars and gambling. Thanawan Jirakarwanwis, 43, was detained near his residence in Pathum Thani, just north of Bangkok, early Monday. With hundreds of thousands of social media followers, Mr. Thanawan was arrested under a criminal court warrant on charges of public fraud. He was then transferred to the Crime Suppression Division, CSD, in Bangkok for questioning. Around 50 people had filed complaints with the CSD, alleging a total loss of around 100 million baht. They claimed Mr. Thanawan encouraged them to end their bad luck by holding ceremonies and purchasing auspicious objects at prices in the 7-figure range. Complainants say they did not receive many of the items they ordered from him. One of the victims, a 77-year-old woman, stated that she alone lost around 60 million baht. Pol Lieutenant Jen Jirabhop Buradej, CIB Commissioner, noted in a Monday press conference that the number of complainants had risen to 67, with alleged total losses now at 108 million baht. Some orders were placed as early as 2020, and items were never delivered. The Bureau, therefore, sought an arrest warrant based on repeated incidents, said Pol Lieutenant Jen Jirabhop. In addition to public fraud, the commissioner noted that the suspect faces money laundering charges. He reportedly used the funds to gamble and purchase luxury items. Authorities have already seized 2 luxury vehicles belonging to Mr. Thanawan, including a Lamborghini he reportedly leased for 1 million baht monthly to elevate his public image. The CIB reported that Mr. Thanawan was absent from his Pathum Thani home recently and was last seen in a border area. He was arrested upon his return early Monday morning. Mr. Thanawan has denied all charges. Mr. Thanawan's elder sister, Napasawan Jirakarwanwis, known as Madame Feng Shui, arrived at the CSD on Monday. She told investigators that she had no involvement in her brother's business and that their companies operated separately.